What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today is Thursday and we are in a trade right now. We currently entered right here when price tapped the 50% of my fair value gap. And let's break this down. Starting from the 1 hourly, we had the London highs right here and the London lows actually all the way down here. And as you can see, pre-London session price just swept the lows from last week and it pushed above. Therefore, I consider this a high resistance level of liquidity, which is less likely to happen to catch. But the same thing we have right here on the upside, where price just swept all these highs right here of the low resistance liquidity for then just to run down. But overall, from a structure of a trend following, I expect price to follow up. Therefore, during pre-New York session, we saw price giving us this beautiful actual movement at around 1 hour before my trading window opened during the PPI news. It gave us a good market structure shift, leaving us with a fair value gap which we filled during our trading window opening, but I did not actually act upon this movement created pre-New York session. In fact, I waited for price to settle a bit and it was really slow and choppy. In fact, I was considering not trading at all, but I've decided to stick for it a little bit longer. And I saw this candle right here, which gave us a clean market structure shift, leaving us behind with a fair value gap, which we entered off right now. We just entered. And as you can see right now, price isn't actually giving us a lot of volume. So I expect this trade to take a while to go either ways, and it's going to be probably a bit choppy. Therefore, I expect myself to place my stop loss at break even once price breaks cleanly above this level right here at around a 0.6% of risk reward. And then I was actually expecting to hold this trade all the way up here, but considering the low volatility that it's showing, I would probably set my take profit right here at around a 2.3 risk reward. But obviously I will leave some alerts along the way so that I can actually evaluate based on how the candle is moving. But the idea right now is just to close once price eventually reaches this resistance level. And yeah, obviously it was always supported by a psychological level, also acting as resistance and support. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys in a bit, and price will either, I guess, take me out in profit or in a loss. But anyways, I did actually follow all my rules, therefore I'm really happy of this trade, no matter the outcome. And yeah, we pretty much had the same idea right here on the British pound, but I've liked the Euro USD price action better. I'll see you guys later. Alright, so it has been like past a few hours since the last clip, and as you can see, we got stopped out. And it is very unfortunate because I actually went into this trade being pretty confident that this would have been a banger. And obviously I did not put my stop loss at break even because price actually didn't never reach this point right here, and it just started to drop drastically after 5 p.m. And honestly, as I said earlier, I did actually follow my rules. I did not broke any type of rule and didn't do anything of unplanned. I just still feel a little bit pissed because it's almost like every time I try to fade a trade because I feel something's not going right, or I'm not there, or something doesn't align, but I I have a feeling of where the market is going to get, but I don't take any action of it. Will end up well, going where I thought, or following my prediction. And every time I enter a trade, actually, it ends up basically going into shit in a few seconds or in a few minutes. And that's starting to piss me off a bit again. But probably I'm just not as lucid as I should be. But I will probably reflect on this trade more later tonight also. Uh, Overall, I think this is actually a good trade, and it's only the percentages of trade that even though you do everything right, there's going to be some good losses that will happen. But it's just like the fact that every time I actually take a trade, it doesn't end up well, or when I don't take a trade on days like this, just because I don't feel super confident about it, it just drops clearly, smoothly. And when I try to do something, it just goes to the opposite way. And yeah, this is just a little bit of thoughts that I have as I just got stopped out. And I am well aware that the markets are not actually just against me. It's actually very normal to have these good losses, but I still have to work on actually being fine with these losses. Even though I say that I am, I still have some emotions deep inside of me that is just not satisfied with this outcome. But I just need to get used to it and keep doing the same thing long enough until I'll see some result. As long as I try to get better every day and keep being consistent. So yeah, this is everything for today, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow.